But man, for me, due diligence is what makes the difference between investing and gambling. And so I like to go in and do, as much due diligence as I possibly can. Hire a really good home inspector and buy everything on their menu, get all the tests, right? Understand exactly what it is that I'm buying, and that I'm committing myself and my partners to, because knowledge mitigates risk. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's, I think, one of the cornerstones that Renatus is founded on is knowledge mitigates risk. The more you know about this, the safer you're going to be doing it.
Yep.
And so that's part of that fourth step, which we call long analysis now, which includes due diligence and putting your funding together. During that due diligence period, you should be putting 2-3 weeks if you can, right? Because you got to get your funds together. You got to go through the inspection. You got to get your contractor in there if it's a flip. Get your bids back, or get your property manager in there if it's a rental, make sure that they understand what they're getting into. So there's a lot to do in that fourth step. But the fourth filter after that step, once you've collected all that information, and I usually do when I'm doing my quick analysis, which is the numbers.
Yeah.
And Chris Albin spreadsheet, I usually do a save as for every property. Mm-hmm. I just save property address on my hard drive so that if I get to step 4 and I'm doing my due diligence, I can go call that back up and be like, well, this is what I guesstimated my repair costs were. But now that I have a bid from my contractor, like I'm going to go put in down to the decimal point what it is, mm-hmm. right? So we want to kind of be double checking our numbers and verifying that those numbers still work. Sometimes you got to go back and renegotiate with the seller. And, when we do that, we want to make sure also that we're getting paid for the extra stuff that we're going to have to do. It's going to cost you an extra $20,000. Don't just negotiate it down $20,000. You got to get paid for that extra headache. Negotiate it down $25,000 or $30,000, right? And then sometimes that doesn't work, and we got to cancel the contract and move on, and move to the next lead in the list.
But I love how you guys keep pointing out that it's not about how attached you are to the deal.